So I really think that my goal in life right now is to unlearn everything that I've been taught throughout my life. It's as simple as that, but it's not quite so simple because unlike myself, we've all been programmed, man, since birth, man. Since we popped out of our mama's womb, that life is a certain way. You get programmed between the ages of 1 and 7. You're like a sponge. Whatever you get programmed with between those ages, whatever you were taught, whatever you've seen, whatever things that you know, did at that time, programmed you to be a certain person. And this is the thing, man. A lot of people say that, you know, if a person is programmed in a negative way between those ages, he's going to inherently have a negative life. And this couldn't be further from the truth. Now, the thing is, I got on this spiritual journey basically to alleviate my suffering, right? To look into this reality and try to understand there's got to be something more than just what everybody else is doing. This 9 to 5, getting up, going to work, you know, making somebody else rich, working at a company, whatever we do as a society in this matrix, right? So anyways, I dug deep and started to understand that, you know, there's a lot more that meets the eye when it comes to this reality. There really is. And there's lots of theories out there. You know, one could say it's a simulation. Another could say that we're consciousness dreaming ourselves into this reality. And the list goes on and on, right? Others would say that life just happens to you. You know, you have no control over anything that happens in your life. That's the way it is. And, you know what I mean? Take them as it comes, whatever the case may be, right? And this is the thing, man. If you create a life for yourself that's basically just a complete and utter fucking mess, and you rain havoc on yourself through bad choices, I mean, one thing leads to another. The old saying goes, you know, give me a beer and I'll show you what can happen. And this is the thing, man. You know, the resistance just sort of fades away when you're drunk, man. Everything comes out, man. Everything comes out. And people obviously who drink and get obnoxious and stupid are dealing with something much more greater at a deeper level. This is the thing, man. It all starts with understanding the root cause of anything in your life. You know, there's no pill that can fix it. There's no amount of mentoring that can fix it. There's no amount of reading books that could fix it. There's no amount of YouTube videos that can fix it. These things can all guide you and help you and sort of put you in a direction. But the thing is, man, like, you got to get to the root cause of whatever it is that's causing the suffering. And for me, like I said, it was the alcohol. And at that point, I was living in a hostile universe. I was projecting out a lot of hate, a lot of shame, a lot of blame, a lot of anger, and quite frankly, just destroying my world through my own actions and then blaming it on other people, right? You can never see this unless you snap out of it and be able to look and understand that you are definitely the cause of all this, because you get to a certain level once you sober up and you get back to the so-called reality, or whatever you want to call it. I still like the theory of we're just consciousness dreaming ourselves this reality, and when you look at it like a dream, like reality is like a dream. Like if you're like myself, I dream, man, like vivid dreams, man. And oh God, the stuff that happens in my dreams are so cool. Sometimes I don't even want to wake up. A lot better than this so-called waking dream, right? But all of a sudden, once you get to a certain level, and you can quiet your mind down from the chatter, noise, whatever the case may be, that's going on in your head, especially if you're an overthinker. Like I was an overthinker, man, and an overanalyzer, and I always tried to figure it out. And this is why I come to this whole spiritual journey. It was through analyzing like life. Like what the hell, man? Like there's got to be something more than this. Reflecting on your life, and but it all comes down to like the complete opposite. You want to just not think as much as possible. Quiet your thoughts down. You know, meditation. I was so bad that I would have a conversation with somebody and they would be talking about something, and something would, you know, they said would resonate with me or whatever the case be. And I start thinking about the thing they were talking about that resonated with me and just totally zone out through the rest of the conversation. Fuck, those times were tough, man. It was even hard to have a conversation with people because I was totally zoned out all the time. And especially cannabis and stuff like that, that stuff always spaces you out, man. For me anyway, it was just totally spacey. Always never in the moment, always thinking about shit in the future, always thinking about whatever except for what's happening in the moment, right? It's an hallucinogenic. It's what it does, man. But the thing is, like, you know, you're creating this life, regardless if you believe it or not. You're creating it, man. And if you're creating it in a negative way or you're creating it in a positive way. And a lot of the times when you lose control of your life and you're just completely lost and you don't know what the hell to do, and you're just trying to feel good, and you're just trying to fit in, and you're trying to fucking not feel the way you're feeling at any means possible, someone else will take control of your life, man. And someone else, it's happened to me many times. I mean, I was like to the point where I couldn't figure it out on my own. I couldn't make my own decisions. I didn't know what to do. I was just totally always, you know, in fight or flight mode, always wanting to do something different, always wanting to be in a different place, never content on where I was. I just fucking always thought I was missing out on something. And all this stuff couldn't be more further from the truth, man. You're not missing out on shit because you realize that everything is being created from within, and you're just getting a projection and a reflection back to you, showing you that this is what you're doing, right? So, like I said in my videos before, if you're pushing out hate and anger and blame and all this other shit, guess what you're going to see from other people? Anger, hate, blame, all that shit's going to come back. That's the type of people you're going to attract into your life. And they say misery loves company, so you're going to attract people into your life that's on the same frequency, that's kind of going through the same shit, and you can obviously you can relate to it, right? Everybody else are fucking wrong, but we got our little thing that says that we know what's right and what they're doing is wrong, and which couldn't be, once again, more further from the truth, because you get into that state of consciousness where you're just like at a low frequency, and you know, you're in this suffering and this pit of despair, and all we could do is complain and bitch and moan and point fingers and blame and fucking whatever it is, man. And just basically creating more and more of the same thing and not even realize that you're doing it, because for the most part you're unconscious because you're fucking under the influence of a vice, whatever it may be. And it's just a perpetual cycle that just keeps going on and on and on and on and on until you learn to pause the fucking reel and then step back and go, whoa, wait a minute. There's got to be something I'm doing wrong. And from there on, the journey begins. Thanks for tuning in. Take it easy.